I lost track of time. I was too busy building my anti-festival deck. A secret message. Oh. Logs, you're fired. Yay. Okay. The late log. Shut up. I'm not late. I'm early. There's no in-game sounds? Well, that's odd, because I hear sounds. Let me check my properties. Oh, right, there was an update. I think it's this one? No. They're playing trap tricks. Let's try this one. There we go. Now we got sound. It's super quiet. You shouldn't have been able to hear it at all. Thanks for the sub, Eros123. Yeah, this hand is amazing if I can draw into one of my worms. That's not a worm. Okay, well, fuck. I'm ham-boned. Change all face-down defensive monsters to face-up defense position. During the end phase, change all face-up light reptile monsters to face-down defense position. Then draw a card for each. We'll just set 2 and pass, because why not? I need my worms to do anything. Dude, the last time I played worms was like... When Master Duel first launched, Worms was the very first archetype I built. And it was because Nibiru was in the Worm pack that I had like 3 copies of Nibiru really quickly. Oh no, they're gonna try to destroy my face down card. Going second against Trap Tricks. I don't have any worms or any of my other reptiles. It looks like I'm bricking today. Gravedigger's Trap Hole? Well, that's going to be inconvenient because that stops Lord of the Heavenly Prison from doing its effects. Also, you're leaking onto the Reddit front page once again, Mr. Logs. Why? Did they say something bad? Rafflesia! Oh yeah, it's punishment duels. Hello, 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 hello. We'll put Ash Blossom face down. Try baiting Gravediggers. I'm trying. Lord of the Heavenly Prison. I want to take an extra 2,000 points of damage. Because they'll use the effect of... We're not going to use Rafflesia? Oh, okay. I thought for sure they would Rafflesia and then, Shanae me that way. We can use this one. Would Ordeal the Traveler be good? Probably not. Oh, fuck. Marmelio. Are you playing Red Reboot? No. This deck is not fast enough to capitalize on a Red Reboot. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I streamed yesterday on the secret stream and I talked about my Thanksgiving. I ate food and didn't do much of else. Very riveting content. Okay, activate Ogdoa Dick Calling. Give myself 2 reptile tokens. Are you done streaming on YouTube? No. I've just been very busy. Oh, are they going to use their trap hole card? You ate food? Unbelievable. I know, right? Crazy. Logs, I'm getting married soon. Any advice? Is that something you need advice for? I'm going to the store tomorrow. Is your brain still fogged? It is, actually. I thought I was doing fine until I turned on the stream. I can't believe they negated my Ash Blossom. When a link monster is link summoned, destroy all monsters in the field that are not linked. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna get ham-boned. Target 1 monster opponent controls, changes attack to 0. During your main phase, if your opponent controls a 0 attack monster, you can add reptile monsters and deck to your hand. Up to number of monsters your opponent controls at 0 attack. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn. These 2. Advice, don't cheat, easy clap. Advice, I mean, be good. Okay. Achinda. I finally get one of my fucking reptiles. Oh my god. I have been shiting and farting all over this. I can't think of any good ones to add to my hand. I'll just add this one. New. Activate New. Nuya. Send New to the grave. Did you cheat off screen on your Rest Shift Destruction playthrough? I've been playing watching your vids and your deck gets too many good cards without cheating or grinding an insane amount. Did I cheat off screen on the Rest Shift? I don't think so. I think I just metagamed the game. Tribute, 1 Monstar. Wait, this requires 2 tributes? Oh, fucking shit. If I tribute this card, it doesn't do anything. Also, why... Oh, I can only go into reptiles for the rest of this turn. God damn it. Can't be destroyed by battle? Really? Is it this card that's protecting it? Oh, okay. My advantage machine is way too behind. Doesn't the Xyz monster protect it? Yes, apparently. Hello, irregular schedule logs? I have the same schedule. So how does this deck work exactly? It's worms. You use W Meteorite to special summon Worm King from the deck and draw a bunch of cards. That's the main combo line. The problem is like getting those cards in your hand and doing it without getting interrupted. W Nebula Meteorite is so busted for no reason. Yeah, they have like a singular busted card in their archetype, which is why they suck. But they need more than that. Nebula Meteorite. Lord of the Heavenly Prisons. Okay. Alright. It's not gonna do much. Alright. Enter the battle phase. Alright. Linkuriboh will lower its attack to 0. Freaking True Light. Special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. Nebula Meteorite is the kind of support foot monsters need to be playable, and it's not. Right. Okay, and then we'll just set a whole bunch of cards and pass. Brick Eyes. Freaking Worm Tentacles, you piece of garbage. Oh, I should say, I haven't actually, like, deck tested this deck at all. So, it's not gonna be the best, because my decks are never good unless I deck test them first. I do know this deck pretty well. Alright, thanks for the resubscribe. It's Noir. Who plays True Light? This guy does, apparently. Linkuriboh to get Black Metal Dragon in the grave, the ultimate creature of destruction. Okay. Wyvern, Yummy. True Light means target practice. Well, he has Jet Dragon out, so I have to destroy that first before I can destroy anything else. And can you win? Of course! It is before the end of the main phase. Go to the battle phase. See if I care. I wish I could get as rich as possible. Why? Okay, then we can activate Lord of the Heavenly Prisons. Are you winning? Yeah, I'm winning now. What? Solemn Warning? Oh, never mind. I'm not winning. I'm losing really badly now. Who plays Solemn Warning? I know, right? Nobody plays Solemn Warning. Oh my god, I fucking hate this card. Ugh. I'll remove tentacles, add another worm. I'll remove this fucking card. This one too doesn't do anything. Ogdoadic Hollow, garbage. We'll add in one Gech. We'll add in 2 more Callings. Let's see if this works. Do you want some advice? I've hit max rank with worms a few times. Wait, what? You have? How? Yes, I'll go first. I've seen so much Magic Cylinder for no reason. I haven't seen any. Worms takes me back to watching time playing them on the Dueling Network. Dude, I used to play so much Worms in Duel Links that half of all of my Duel Links VODs are just worm VODs. Like, I think the very first video on my clip channel was a worm one. Heck yeah, if your opponent normal summons a monster, then you can flip all of your monsters face up. A worm enjoyer? Exactly. Hungry for worms? I love worms. I'm the most worm user in the planet. Okay, is he gonna do something? Do you have Trap Trick? That card is very good for setting Meteorite. I do. I have every card in the game. Astrograph Sorcerer. Ooh. What's he doing? Activating. Wait, does this card search? Well, I'm gonna use Ash Blossom. Destroy this card, and if you do, add a Stargazing Magician from your deck to your hand. Oh, I didn't even know this card had a search. Oh my goodness gracious. What do worms even do? They resolve Meteorite, their archetype trap, to flip their monsters, summon a big worm from the deck, and draw some cards. You ran Worm Queen, you can technically OTK after that too. Worm Queen is an OTK? What? Who the hell plays Worm Queen? What does her effect even do? TheDuelLogs, big fan. Hello there, Intoku. Was their whole play stopped by a simple Astrograph Sorcerer negate? Build a deck. A Romage Black Rose Dragon deck. Why are Romage Black Rose Dragons? They can't even go into level 7 synchros. Okay, he brought out Time Gazer Magician. Worm Queen can contribute a monster for tentacles, then tentacles can attack twice. Any other 4? Whoa, she summons from the deck? I didn't know that. That's amazing. Well, I just gave him a new hand. 4x with Zex or Kartoros puts them with 8,000 life points. Then you go Cowboy for the OTK. Wait. So Worm Queen contribute for tentacles, then tentacles can attack twice. Any of the level 4 like Zex or Kartaros puts them with 800 life points. Then you Gaga Cowboy for the OTK. Ooh, okay. I'll have to add those cards. I forgot that Trap Tricks exists. And that is useful for Nebula. You're welcome for giving you full combo. Bozo. Because now I'm ham-boned. Why do I keep running to Altergeist and Bronze? Probably because they were trying to pull Live Twins and then got a full Altergeist set by mistake. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This makes me want to run the Grey Dolls. It's a very fun combo. Good deck with deck. Your list seems really fun. My list is garbage. I'm just playing my Duel Links variant and adding some Ogdoa decks and Reptilians. Could you not pop off after I gave you 5 new cards? Why did I add Morphing Jar to this deck? What was the thought process behind that? I think I just thought, hey, it's a flip monster. I use flip monsters. Sit tight, guys. It's gonna take 10 minutes. Pretty much. Hey, Logs, did you know the gym leader in the new Pokemon game is a VTuber? She's like a real person universe, but she looks like a VTuber. She's not a VTuber, she's a streamer. Or a YouTuber. according to like someone I know, he was like, man, the Pokemon community is so mad at the new YouTuber trainer because she was doing things they do and was making fun of them. Thanks for the sub, Mallrat Dogma. Mallrat Dogma. Damn, 11 months. She's a V-Twitcher. Let's get someone who has the most AOL election ever. If they get one more effect monster on the field, they have enough for the FTK. Pens almost killed the game. Let's keep supporting them. Nobody likes pendulums. I just finished a Pokemon game. I like the ghost gym leader the most. There's a ghost gym leader? I love ghosts. I love all ghosts and ghost-based VTubers. Vortex Dragon? He went for an Omni Negate? Cringe. I literally like Geminis more than I like pendulums. I can play Geminis in this event. Oh, it's Ulner. I saw your post. Hopefully you got good medications. And chronic fatigue sounds terrible. Oh no, Kodo. What the fuck? I'm not gonna read that. I don't know what that says. I know how to read Romanji, but I'm not gonna read something I don't know what it is. Okay. Ooh, Nunu comes back. You absolute... No, fuck, I didn't want to do that. Oh, negate this, please. Please negate this with your Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, you moron. Yeah, it's actually good stuff this time. Excellent. I haven't seen you stream in a while. You're the only zombie player I know. Fuck. Time Pendulum Graph. Offering to the snake deity. Now you have to negate, idiot. Idiot moron. Although I wanted you to negate Nunu, not my offering to the snake deity. Damn it. I tried Vance, but this is difficult. He still hasn't used his freaking destruction effect yet. I'm at the mercy of his cards. Just play Jinzo Dangers? Oh my god, excellent idea. Let's send Worm Yagan to the graveyard. Let's go discard one card, place 8 counters on the field, distribute as you live. This card distribute battle, is supposed to summon non-link reptiles with different names. Yeah, we're going to this guy. Nunu's gonna get banished, but that's fine. I need to play this, otherwise I'm ham-boned. Alright, we're going into the battle phase, I guess. They can't use Time Pendulum Graph, nothing to destroy. Oh. I thought I could destroy, like, face-down cards, too. I ain't reading. Reading's cringe. I heard you went mining recently? What? Mining what? Oh, fuck. An infinite impermanence? Hazukashi. Oh, I'm in the main phase too. Do 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 do. Let's destroy Vortex Dragon. Survive? I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Leia posted where you mined her mythically. Oh, Mystic Mine. What about it? Pendulums were a mistake? Of course they were. Select cards to place counters on. Oh wait, can he just bounce my card? Oh, thank God, it's only when it's summoned. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. Great Thanksgiving. Wait, happy Thanksgiving, sir. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm thankful for your amazing content. Keep it up, Mr. Logs. Why, thank you, old divinity. I don't think that's how you say your name, but it's close enough. I played Dark World Dangers. I only added Jinzo, but I saw his video. Just play Jinzo Danger? Wait, grass Pokemon outnumber normal Pokemon? Wait, I was gonna say something about Pokemon and I forgot. So I guess it wasn't that important. Oh, I remember. So, I've been watching a lot of Pokemon channels recently. Not by choice, but because I need to watch them in order to learn how to pronounce some of their names. So I've been clicking on a ton of Pokemon YouTube channels. And why is it that all of the Pokemon VTubers talk like this? Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon VTuber number 6. Where today we're gonna be talking about facts from Pokemon. Hey guys. They all have such high voices. Are they doing it on purpose? Why is it like that's not the case in any of the other communities I'm in part of? It's just that one. Become VIP. Is it because they're targeting their videos towards children? /VIP. Your opponent is about to end his or her turn. Yes. Change all monsters to face down defense position for no reason. Don't VTubers try to sound cutesy on purpose? Yeah, some of them do. Let's see here. If I summon this guy out, he still has a shit ton of negates. My best bet is just to go into the battle phase and destroy this guy. Okay, and then we come over here. I just found it odd that so many of them talk in a high voice. And I was like, is it just that the people with high voices are just more successful? And that's why I saw them more? Or do they do it on purpose? You know? Don't VTubers try to sound cutesy on purpose. Worm King will target this guy, destroy this one. Then use Worm Yagan from the graveyard. Bring itself back. And then set punishment number 2. End phase. I hear most people start off trying to sound cutesy, then after a while they stop doing it because they realize not many people cared. Yeah, it's also like the case, like, you know, there are some people who believe that like all VTubers are just faking their voices because some of them have cutesy sounding voices. Or, you know, unique sounding voices. And in my experience, a lot of them just have that weird voice by default. And that's, well, unusual, I should say. Weird kind of implies that it's bad. A lot of them have that unusual voice, and then they probably just got popular because of it. Maybe that's the same case for like the Pokemon YouTubers. The reason they're popular is because they had that voice and it just connected with the audience who watches Pokemon YouTube videos. Okay, so I actually won. That was crazy. Worm Queen. Worms tier 1 confirmed? Yeah. Worm. I need to add tentacles back to the deck to set up the OTK. Trap Trick. Triple Trap Trick. We'll remove this card. We'll remove Ogdoadic. Cartoros, I'll leave him in. Ogdoadic Remnant. Should I leave this guy in? Add 1 Ogdoadic Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. I only need Nunu, but I can't get Nunu in the grave because I don't have dark monsters to send to the... this one can get Nunu in the grave. Nunu is so good in this deck. Where's the worm? Gaga... Oh yeah, Gagaga Cowboy. Gagaga. Gagaga Cowboy. Oh, he's a UR? Why the frick is he a UR? Okay, and I think that's what it is. I have a friend with a natural cute voice. I think the agency can do something to find a girl with that voice. Yeah, like, I think it's just people who have, like, unique voices just tend to do well. But there's also some VTubers who don't have unique voices and also do well. Like, some people think I have a unique voice, and my voice is, like, as basic bitch as you can get. Okay. Stardust Synchron, you typed in some more Japanese. I'm not gonna read that. Unless you sound very video essay writer living Midwest, your voice will be considered unique. Yeah, they think everyone's voice is unique. People think my voice is unique, and it's so basic bitch generic. Your voice is good. Sounds like a tired professional salaryman presenting the PowerPoint of his life. Yeah, it's so bad. I wish I had a better voice. I wish I had a Morgan Freeman-like voice. Hello there. It's me, TheDuelLogs, coming at you with sultry voices. Okay, guys. We're going to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh today. And I hope you guys have a great day. You are amazing, and I know you can do it. You may not think you're much in life, but just know everybody goes at their own pace. And not everybody is successful immediately. As long as you keep working towards it, you know what they say. People who work hard have higher chances of being successful than those who don't. So just keep on keeping on. And I know you can do it. Fucking shit, Effect Veiler? God damn it, fuck. I did the VIP redeem, right? I gotta refund the one for the Trap Tricks one. What was it? Aromages. Because I ain't doing that, because you can't go into Black Rose Dragon in Aromages. Says this, and imagine someone says, call me worthless redeem. I did already? Okay, good. I really like the Salaryman voice though, that's why I trust the top 10s. I wish I had a better voice. I hate this voice. It's good enough, it's serviceable, but it's not that good. If I had a more unique voice, I guarantee I'd be more successful, instead of not successful at all. Tell them. Okay, are they playing Code Talkers or something? Worms? Did I use Lord of the Heavenly Prison already? I think I did. Say this and imagine someone says they call me worthless redeem. You guys like the professional podcaster voice? Do you guys wish I talked like that more often? Or the ASMR voice, I guess, is what's probably a better word for it. No! Do you guys want positive affirmation? Do you want life advice? End phase. Activate junk sleep. Use Lord of the Heavenly Prisons. Someone refunded my request deck forever ago and I still don't know who it was. That's because I never did it. Yes, positive affirmation logs. I can positive affirmation all over your butts. I have years and years of psychological college, and I read like 10 self-help books a year. I have a million positive affirmation things I could tell you. Just off the top of my head. God damn it, fucking shit, Cosmic. I want life advice. Advice number 1, get help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Too many people are afraid to ask for help. It's weird. Nobody cares. It doesn't make you weak. And that's my tip of the day. No, I need to say that in ASMR voice. Tip number 1. Make sure you're not afraid to ask for help. Too many people think that it's weak to ask for help, when really, it just makes things easier. Make your life easier. There's plenty of people who enjoy helping. Lots of people want to see you succeed. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Stop negating my shit! Life tip. Probably didn't ask for life advice from Yu-Gi-Oh streams. True. I know I love to go to Yu-Gi-Oh streams to ask for life advice. It's my favorite thing to do in the world. Oh wait, it puts it in attack position? Oh shit, I didn't know that. I thought it was just defense position. There's no way they have a third fucking negate. They can't have another Signet conflict. Signet conflict sucks. Third fucking negate. You've got to be kidding me. Did I forget to reveal Lord of the Heavenly Prison? Yeah, I did. What about asking for advice on Yu-Gi-Oh streams? What about it? Stop negating my shit. It's so annoying. He opened 3 fucking negates. I mean, Logs is fairly good advice for running a small business. He's literally has 25 employees. 30 employees, excuse me. Access code talker. You're waiting for the How to Make Friends ad again? I'll be sure to play the How to Make Friends ad again. Right, 30 employees, business owners. What is one advice you would give chat? Don't start a business. It's a lot of stress. Ain't worth it. Wait, how come we didn't attack twice? He only brought it out with 1 card? Oh my god. I don't have any ways to out this card. Yugioh can't give me shit to out him. 2 monsters, including a reptile. Oh, actually, yeah, I can. That's a pretty good one, actually. Ooh, I can turn its attack to 0 and then just attack over him. You have some more of ASMR typing with your 8 spider legs on the keyboard. That's a magic 8-ball. I can't do that. That's against everything that is decent. Let's see here. I can add... I used my normal summon already, right? So let's add Kawaddle. Because I can special summon Kawaddle. And then... I can go into Cosmic Slicer Zeral. Monsters opponent controls 8 counters are changed to defensive position once per turn. If this card's link summon, add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has an effect that places 8 counters. You can move 2 8 counters anywhere on the field. May this effect resolves. Normal summon 1 reptile type monster. Ooh, I'm just gonna go into it anyway. Access denied. I hope this conversation goes on YouTube. It won't. Best advice I got from her. This is an upcoming streamer. Why'd you get advice? I'll have you know, I give advice all the time. Mostly unsolicited. I constantly give advice to all of my friends and colleagues. And I can guarantee you that the ones who take my advice do better. And that's why they all ignore me. Because most of it's kind of generic and doesn't really apply to their specific situations, to be honest. But I do it anyway. I can't help myself. I said to read self-help books. There's a saying that says if advice was good, people would sell them. If advice were good, people would sell them. Oh, I also do give like more specific advice, but only I have some premium specific videos that I only give to my closest compatriots. And sometimes they actually listen what's in there. Sometimes they actually follow my advice. How do you make friends? The best way to make friends is to be good at small talk. And be forced in a situation where you have to interact with them over and over. Whether that being joining a club or online, a Discord server, or like a guild in a video game you play. Okay, ASMR text. A cold flame envelops the world. Black flower, bloom, synchro summon, come forth. Black Rose Dragon. Not sure if I can trust Mr. Log's advice after seeing Gas Knight Logs in action in all the game show vids. That's neither here nor there. VIP advice. Oh my god. Where is your god now? Be good at small talk? Goddamn fucking shit, stop negating my shit. I can't help it. I taught myself how to mold to be more entertaining as a streamer. You're welcome. Now that it's turned on, I can't turn it off. Make friends by just obnoxiously being yourself. And that's how you find people willing to deal with you and you can have fun with it. There's a little bit more to it than that. Xcode talker, just kill me already. Just finish me off. The unfiltered logs. Oh no. How was your week? Oh no. When the decode talks. Wait, don't I have a video on how to make friends? Let's see here. The problem with making friends is that sometimes people don't want to be friends with you. And you have to just accept that. Sometimes lots of people don't want to be friends with you. And if that's the case, then you have to think, maybe I need to change my approach. Literally nobody wants to be my friend. How unusual. Having one odd person not wanting to be your friends, sure, whatever. But everybody you talk to? Oh no. Oh no. I can't target his cards. Can you make a video on how to make enemies? Of course I can. Freaking 3 negates in a row. Were worms never meta? No. Logs been Malden since his brain gets fogged. You're right, my brain is still fogged. Do you guys want to see me read a script? I'll record a script live. A script for one of my upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And you guys can see all the mistakes I make. That's probably not super interesting, to be honest. Ooh, full combo. I'm pretty sure there's a billionaire that hates me going to tell people not to like me or my friend. Yeah, probably. I had full combo, but then he stopped it. Who Ash Blossom's Worm Zex? Vishuda? Okay. Next up, Monk of the Tenyi. Alright. Vishuda is gonna bounce something. That card? Seriously? DuelLogs bloopers, let's go. Sword Soul of Moye. Uh-huh. So they're just plain Sword Souls. Shit. It just had to be the Sword Souls. Oh, fuck. They're gonna chain block my Ash Blossom? What a boring deck to play in the event. Hey, it gets wins. That's all I'm trying to do. Oh, Barone? Fuck. That'll easily stop the card I put in the graveyard. Wind Pegasus. Damn it. If they just had Ash Blossomed me, I would have been good to go. Who the hell's even playing Ash Blossom in this event? Once per turn, destroy one card on the field. Destroy Taya. Hopefully we can stop his plays. Oh my god, seriously. A solemn judgment. Who the hell plays Solemn Judgment and Sword Soul? Duel logs, more like the cool logs. I know, right? Isn't Called By semi-limited too? Called By? I can't play Called By in this festival. So how has Mari been? I don't know. Miwa is live. Ooh. Let's see what Miwa's doing.
Yo, wait. Okay, wait. No, this looks way better.
Duel.
Okay.
Because I'm on a holiday and I want to bring all my stuff. It's just a black screen.
Like, this seems like it might be.
I wonder why no one plays anti-spell fragrance in this event. Because no one could play spell cards. She's doing an unboxing. When I opened it up, it was like a black screen. There's nothing there. Oh boy. Opened Worm King. Have we resolved W Meteor yet? Nope. Meteor! Oh, I should have used it in my last turn. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted. Okay. I'm curious, chat. How many of you don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like to watch content? No one. Literally everybody plays Yu-Gi-Oh! It's too much fun not to. Who the heck even likes Yu-Gi-Oh! TBH? I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It's my favorite game in the world. How come they don't have a link monster for worms? Stop throwing. Shut up. Heavy Storm Duster. I was about to say, isn't it still protected until he hits the field? I wasn't sure though. A worm card! I can finally maybe use W Nebula Meteorite. Got me back into the TCG? Excellent. Another Heavy Storm Duster? Oh, come on, dude. Two tokens. That's enough for a summon. The link should give you Nebula Meteorite. I agree. Battle phase. I'm gonna hope he doesn't have Mirror Force and just go all in. Or a Torrential Tribute. Imagine printing a card like W Nebula Meteorite and this deck isn't even Rogue tier. Oh, they're going to hit my Alien Shock Trooper, huh? This card's from a battle. Special summon non-link reptiles with the number of monsters your opponent controls 8 counters. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Watch them compulse. Don't jinx it. My card already has his effects permanently negated now. Ooh, I can go into BLS. I can't do this unless my opponent controls a monster. This doesn't do anything either. So I just leave him out in attack position like that? Well, there's nothing else I can do. BLS requires 3 monsters exactly. I don't want to get rid of a Lord of the Heavenly Prison if I don't have to. Your opponent has drawn cards. Activate the effect of another card? No. What does the octopus do? He can banish a reptile worm monster from the graveyard to attack twice this turn. Oh, what the fuck kind of deck is he playing? Do I even have a generic Link 2 in this deck? No, I don't. I can at least keep my monster, I believe. Wait, he has a YouTube channel? Mr. X Dollar YT. Dark Bribe. Hopefully this gives me something good. Punishment? He's not playing any monsters, so that's not very good. Oh, the VTuber tag is here? I thought Logs opposed the title from the VODs I've seen. What? There's no VTuber tag. What are you talking about? Play an ad? Okay. Is this the VTuber from the YouTube channel? That's 100% a tsundere and is into feet? No. And they have Jinzo too? And a kaiju? Dude, what kind of deck are you playing, my dude? It's Jinzo Stall. Well, I mean, I have monster outs to Jinzo. New. If you control monsters, spell summon this card from the graveyard. Can't really do anything this turn, though. Okay, I only have 1 graveyard effect. I need at least another level 4 monster in my deck. Because Worm King is actually just useless in my hand. We need Geh. Yeah, Geh would be useful. I'm playing an ad because someone redeemed ad time in the middle of the ad, so I couldn't play it. I had to wait for the ads to stop playing. You should ban me. I just spent 2 minutes not having fun because someone redeemed ad time. Ad time is right now. Jinzo beatdown strat. I just have to draw into a level 4 monster and I can out him. Why is he setting cards? Does he know? Know what? That I can activate my traps as soon as Jinzo's off the field? Yes, I do know that. Come on. Oh my god. At least it's better than nothing. Do you have an out to Jinzo? Yes. Drawing into any level 4 monster was an out to Jinzo. I mean, Divine Serpent Gea is also an out to Jinzo. Rip not Jinzo. It's fine. I can destroy Jinzo. He can't do anything because his traps are turned off as well. And yeah, can't be targeted by card effects. Ooh. Enter the battle phase. Divine Serpent Gea gains 2400 attack. Wait, does it seriously negate his effect first? God damn it. Oh, thank God. Once his traps were turned on, he didn't have anything he can do. Okay. I have W Nebula Meteorite. The traps are back. Divine Serpent Gek can't be targeted by card effects. Gravity Bind. Whatever, dude. Where's your summon skull at? It's in your butt. I have to hear Cheeto rap about mac and cheese one more time. There's a rap about mac and cheese? I love mac and cheese. Your opponent is about to end his or her turn. Yes, I'd like to activate W Nebula Meteorite. Is it a punishment wheel? I was supposed to be doing a punishment wheel, but I forgot. Worm, you're gone. You forgot what? Worm Queen. He always forgets. I didn't forget shit. It's game over. Tribute 1 reptile worm monster. Special summon from your deck 1 reptile type worm monster with a level less than or equal to that tributed monster's. Ooh, activate Nunu. Stardust, stop trying to get me to pronounce chance. To say chance. Mirror Force incoming. Psh. Select a card to send to the graveyard. Achinda. What are my level 4 monsters? Not the best lineup in the world. Let's see here. If I go into Worm King, it's a level 8. I can't really do anything either. Worm, you're gone. Please say it'll be my last one for the day. No. First, let's do this. Is her effect once per turn? It is once per turn. Is this one once per turn? No, it's not. Okay, cloaked in shadows and relentless in its objective, I call upon the most dangerous of dragons. XYZ summon rank 4, Dark Rebellion, XYZ dragon. I did it. Okay, well, shit, that was bad. Burst Rebirth is useless. I don't think I even have a target for Trap Trick. Call me worthless. DR Janak, you're worthless. You piece of garbage. I hope you get hit by a bus. Jinzo Machine Menace. You can tribute this card. Special summon one Jinzo from your hand or graveyard. Then destroy all trap cards your opponent controls. Freaking quick effect. Among Us or Among Us? What the hell? It's not even gonna resolve. Kage Tokage. I guess they don't want to turn off their gravity bind. I can't even freaking use my trap tricks. TheDuelLogs is going to be a sussy imposter. Oh my god, this deck is so bad. Do you play meta? No. Yay, Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And all these cards in my hand that I literally cannot use. Okay, there we go. You gotta love Stall. Stall is not that big a deal. My deck is just terrible. So when your deck sucks, you can't play through Disruption, and his deck is nothing but Disruption. Does Jinzo card not turn off Gravity Bind? It would if you brought out Jinzo, but he's not trying to bring out Jinzo. Oh my fucking... I don't have any targets for trap tricks. I don't have enough life points to use Burst Rebirth. And I can't attack because of Gravity Bind. What a fun and interactive duel. I agree. Literally the most fun I've ever had. Just cowboy for game? I will. Assuming he doesn't have another negate to stop my shit. Ooh, I can bring out Nunu. That's 2 level 4 monsters. No, no, no. That's 3 level 4 monsters. Oh, wait. Did I fuck myself? Oopsie poopsies. I made a little fucky wucky. I got greedy and I used New in the graveyard. Did you lock yourself again? I may have done a little bit of locking. Just a smidge. It's fine. It looks like I'm no longer locked. So some you can only effect once per turn. This card you control. Wait, I can bring this card out without any problems? I read this card and I didn't see a lock on it. So I think this probably works. Whoopsie, made a little bit of a fucky wucky. Just a little bit of one. There we go. Defense position, Gaga Cowboy. I forget, is it real easy for worms to brick? It's really easy for worms to just suck, because the cards suck. None of them special summon from the hand. They all require all kinds of support just to do the most basic things. I did it! Amazing. Cowboy for game. I told you guys this deck was great. No one believed me. Not even myself. Okay. Well. Okay. This card's useless. Trap tricks. I'm gonna go down to 1. I'm gonna play some good cards. What else is a good one? What is a good like one of I can play? Gizmeco Rochi? Gizmeco Rochi's pretty legit. Alpha? Ancient Warriors, Loyal Guan Yun? Are there any other more reptile monsters I can play? What about another worm monster? Yeah, let's play Worm Apocalypse. And play Venominaga? No. Pankratops, Extinction on schedule. Danger Tsuchinoko. Eater Millions? Eater Millions would be pretty decent. Eperia? Oh, I need my summons. I need my normal summons for my garbage worms. I can't play more normal summons. I told you guys this deck is great. Shut up. Eater's a reptile? I don't think so. Is Eater a reptile? Tornado Dragon? Nah, it's a fiend. It's a fiend? Ooh. That's a Labyrinth support. Divine Serpent Gale was supposed to be Orcalicos related card, right? Yeah. But it came out way later than all the other Orcalic. God damn it. Seriously, an infinite impermanence on Worm's X? Why do they always do this shit? Why can't they just let Worm's X resolve for once? It's such a bad imperm. Ugh. All I want for Christmas is a Worm's X to resolve. If I could have a Worm's X resolve, then I could have a Merry Christmas. Should I add Nunu to my hand? Or Divine Serpent Geh? Yeah, I think Geh is a good one. Yeah, for the infinite attack points. Normal summons for some reason. Oh yeah, the Orcalicos card is normal summon support. That's because it came out like really early. Divine Serpent Get came out later. That's why its effect is good. Battle phase, main phase, end phase. You forgot Lord of the Heavenly Prison? No, I didn't. Yugi being Divine Serpent Get with an attack points +1. That's not how it works. You can't go infinity +1. People like to shotgun in perm. It's better to hold it. I guess. Ooh, Nunu. Ooh, Ogdoadix. Ooh. Coatlo. Okay, special summon Reptilion Coatl. Tamias? What are you guys talking about? What are you guys going on about? Why don't any of my opponents play monsters during their turn? Ooh, if this card is brought out with all reptiles, it can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. Oh my god, that's actually good. Oh no, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. It can be targeted. Never mind, that's not as good. Still not half bad. Reptilian Messuline. Watch out, they have Solemn Strike. He can't be destroyed by card effects, though. I can go into Natis? One Synchro monster plus one XYZ monster? Ooh. Thanks for the sub, Immagnet Man. For 8 months. Whoa. Ice Dragon's Prison? Fuck. Well, so much for my Messuline. Continue the attack? Yeah, I guess. You should have made Natis. Natis sucks. The on-field effect is just summon a card from your hand. That's level 4 or lower. That does nothing. Oh my god, what's with all these decks that are just playing nothing but traps and no monsters? 3 punishments? Ugh. Miwa's unboxing without gloves? Sounds like Miwa. She finally turned on her webcam for the unboxing. Oh, why the fuck doesn't it just let me mute? Damn, that's a lot of cards. Okay, battle phase. Do they have another Ice Dragon's Prison? Who knows? Okay. Yusaka Kagari? 3 Dogmatica punishments. Time to do nothing but attack the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. She pulled a Lightning Storm earlier? Ooh. End phase? Okay, if you say so. Punishment. Activate Lord of the Heavenly Prisons. The power of the Orichalcos. Okay. Get punished, doofus. Hopefully they don't have a way to stop this attack. Oh my god, they didn't. Logs, why don't you have Malevolent Catastrophe? Because it's a garbage card. You've obtained 500 medals. I completed the event. I got all the gems. Let me see their deck. Oh, they're playing Trap Tricks. Damn, they must have bricked hard. What the hell? Like, what cards could they possibly have had where they couldn't do anything? Yeah, they had Magic Cylinder, Mirror Force, Torrential. They should have been able to stop those plays. They have literally like the worst trap cards ever where they're just not using them. What was their back row? I don't know. I can't see their back row. The brickiest Trap Tricks player ever. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't think I'd finish the event so quickly. What do I even do now? We play for legacies? Ranked time? I don't want to play ranked. The only reason I play ranked is to test out new decks, and I don't have any new decks built. Viewer duels, gimmicks only? It's too late for that. The script retorting time, WoW time? Ooh, I wouldn't mind playing WoW. Spin the wheel? I should spin the wheel at least once. For all of those times I lost. Angel FTK? I don't have it set up. I can't just build decks on stream. You're crazy. Okay. You have to play Pure Red Eyes. Why is this in here? Oh, I forgot to hit save. Have to Akiza VTuber mode. Let's remove that one too. And this one. Oh my god, these all suck. Why is this one on here? Let's remove that one too. Peter Griffin mode, that one's fine. "5D's theme song." I don't like any of these. You have to tell and joke. I love telling and joke. Long fairy tales tend to drag on. Get it? Dragon. What's this? Ooh, what's this? Hi, Shen Shen. Their punishments, you're not supposed to like them. Let me try team battles. Eradicator FTK? Yeah, let me join a team battle with Eradicator FTK. But does going fast not make you feel alive? No, it makes me feel dead. I like punishments. I'll read one of my Yu-Gi-Oh scripts. I'll do a live recording. Play Emu Control? No. I'll be right back. Did I get chosen? Damn it. Searching for a team. The silence from chat is deafening. What are you guys talking about? Let's make a chat fight club. Did I actually get a team or did it not go through? I've never done this mode before. It didn't work? What? There's nobody doing team battles? Team not found? Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, standard. Nobody plays team duels random? That's so unfortunate. Eradicator epidemic virus. Team duels with viewers? I mean, I guess that's possible. Dead game? For reals? Who even plays this game anymore? Cringe. Reminds me of 3-player mode on puzzles. Me too. Who's going first? Me or you? Yay! Time for Eradicator Epidemic Virus FTK. Spellbook of Secrets. Made time. Here you go. Activate Spellbook of Secrets to search out Spellbook of Knowledge. Use Knowledge. Send it to the grave. Draw 2. I'll use this to reset everything. Send it all back. Except Bamboo Sword. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, why do I have Terraform? I gotta take that out. That's actually a dead card. Magician Souls? Okay. This works. Special summon. I needed to bring out Dark Magician though. Oh no. Do I have another way to bring out Dark Magician? The fog is slowly leaving your brain right now. I feel. Shut up. Oh, I do have another way to bring it out. With fusion deployment. Okay, fusion deployment. Special summon Dark Magician from the deck. Revealing this card. Okay, then we'll use Link Apple to draw a card, then Card of Fate to add another card. Hopefully I get my Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Couldn't you Phantom of Chaos the Eradicator instead? I would need another normal summon to do that. Vision Hero Vion. Oh no. Okay, we'll banish the one in my hand to draw 2. Oh my god. I need my card already. Okay, Broken Bamboo Sword on this guy over here. I don't know why I did it on that one. Okay, Golden Bamboo Sword to draw 2. Popper Upper. We'll send all of them to the grave. I don't want any of these cards. Draw me 3 new cards. Oh my god, I've gone through half my deck and I don't have the one fucking card I need. Monster slot sucks. There it is! Fucking shit, finally. Oh my god. That only took like 300 years. Okay, now I can pop off. Draw 1, inflict 100 points of damage, draw 2, inflict another 1,000 points of damage. I've drawn through almost my entire fucking deck. Monster slots, target Eradicator, this card in the graveyard, banish it, draw a card. Another 1,000 points of damage, draw 2. Inflict another 1,000 points of damage. You're an angry potty mouth tonight? I am. I don't know why. I'm not normally this angry or potty mouthed. Okay, another 1,000 points of damage. Okay, and then they get a search with their card. Wow, I've given him so many cards. You're welcome. Maybe it's the ligament damage. You need to see a doctor. Shut up. That's 1,000 points of damage. Then we use a Feather of the Phoenix. We'll send extra foolish to the graveyard. And then I need to have something. What can I top deck that won't draw me too many cards? Ooh, Magical Mallet. This will work. Thanks for the 10 gifted subs, Psychic Scape. Holy shit. What's wrong with you? Have you tried Ice Jades? Yeah, I love Ice Jades. They're my favorite. Oh, I won. Oh, and thanks for the normal resubscribe, Psychic Scape 14. Did you have a message with it? Nope. Oh, just a heart. Why, thank you. So that's how it worked. It took me so long to actually get the combo off. It's just that easy. Remove terraforming? Oh yeah, I should remove terraforming. Mr. DuelLogs, would you recommend this deck? No, not at all. Don't you like collateral damage decks? I do. I just got here and the deck looks very promising, right? It's so much better than the other ones I was playing. The whatchamacallit. The worms, which weren't doing anything at all. Did you remove the terraforming? No. You think I should? Oh wait, if they go into Colossus, I'm ham-boned. I don't have an out to Colossus. There's Colossus. I kind of need to draw from my deck. Okay, let me remove the terraforming. What do I even add in place of the terraforming, though? It's so crucial to the stratagem. How about another Feather of the Phoenix? Another pot? Pot of what? Another mallet? I guess we could run another mallet. Damn it, second again. Upstart for the laws. Upstart would be so counterintuitive to the deck strategy. Completers is playing a single kaiju? Unless I draw into the kaiju, it's not gonna help. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I'm first? Why did they let me go first? Are you crazy? Are you trying to lose? Actually, if they hit this, I'm ham-boned. If they have any disruption, I can't do anything because this is not a very good hand. They do have Ash Blossom. Okay, that's fine. I think I play a single Link monster, which does nothing. I opened 2 Dark Magicians. That's so bad. Solid end board. I had literally only one way to draw cards. And maybe continue the combo. I drew 2 bricks. And the other cards might have been enough, but you know, drawing 2 bricks is already kind of a disadvantage. It's trick time. It's an FTK because it's so bad your opponent wins on 1 turn. Exactly. Altergeist Marionetter. Okay. Can Altergeist stop my strategies? Of course not. Unless they're playing that 1 field spell. Also, why is Terraforming and Metaverse limited in this game if Mystic Mind is banned? Okay. Draw 1 card. For each Dark Magician card you control in your graveyard with different names. Excellent. I'll use Sword of the Sacred 7 Stars. Banish Dark Magician. Okay, activate the effect of a card? No. Ooh, that's not half bad. Alright, Spellbook of Secrets. I can get my little boy Blue out. Buy minimum. Alright, I gotta go leave to do shit. Okay. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Infinite Impermanence. Alright. Okay. That's fine. Kinda rude, but whatever. Okay, then... Wait, how does this card work again? Place 1 card on top of your deck from your hand, deck, or graveyard. That's Dark Magician or mentions Dark Magician. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Draw cards equal to the number of Dark Magician and or Dark Magician girls, different names on the field and in the graveyards. You can only use this effect once per turn. Magician Soul. Special summon this card. Yes. Special summon this card. Send Dark Magician to the graveyard. Hello, I'm back. Hello there, I'm back. Okay. Then I can use Magician Soul's effect to send this card to the grave and this card to the grave to draw 2. Hopefully they don't have another negate for this. Alright, then I can use Soul Servant in the graveyard to draw another card. Dark World Dealings. Okay. Into the Void. Oh, fuck. imperm column. Select a card from your hand to discard. Okay.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Ooh. Whoa. Not half bad. And then I just need to draw into more bamboo swords. More golden bamboo swords. In order to continue the combos. Golden bamboo sword. Exodia. No. Card of Fate. Alright. Okay. Maybe I should have put on the guy who was in attack position who could actually attack to destroy it. Select a card from your deck. Not like I'm going to get the card I want anyway. We're playing Dark Worlds? What? Who's playing Exodia? This is an Eradicator Epidemic FTK. Yeah, why would people hate Dark Worlds? Dark Worlds are nothing. Ah, Dark Eradicator Virus. Dark Eradicator Warlock. I can't do this. We'll select this dude right here. And then I'll use this card right here to bounce this one back to my hand. And then do nothing with it. And then attack. Get it in the graveyard. I can still do the combo. How many cards do I have left in my deck? 23? That's not a lot. Okay, main phase 2. And then I don't know why I bounced this card. It was completely unnecessary. Okay, and then another golden bamboo sword to draw 2 more cards. Hopefully this gets me the combo. Oh, no. Allure of Darkness. Okay. Popper upper. 1, 2. Draw 2 more. Oh my god. Over half the deck and no combo. Yeah. GG. Rip. Yeah, let's not waste any time. Any more time, I should say. This deck is trying... It wastes time on its own. You got ham-boned. I think fusion deployment. Related cards. I should probably play this as my one. Why the fuck do I have... Oh, I have it in here because of extra Foolish Burial, which I can just remove and play another one of these. And then I can also play another fusion deployment. 2 fusion deployments, or I guess I could just do 2 of these. There. That should be a little bit more. Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice? I don't know if that would work very well, to be honest. Holy hell, how many packs did Miwa buy? Lose and you'll lose a rank? Okie dokie. And try reload or mallet? No. Extravagance will be better since you don't use the extra deck anyways. Yeah, but it also prevents you from drawing for the rest of the turn. So it's not better, it's actually what we would call worse. Okie dokie. Well, that's a fine banish. Joke's on you. I want to D-rank. Same. Okay, Dark Magician. Excellent. Is there a card in the graveyard that I want back? Not at the moment. Into the Void. Popper Upper. Okay. Alright. I'll use it. Popper Upper. We'll send this to the grave and this one to the grave, and I'll keep the other two. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Full combo. Dark Eradicator. Okay. Do I have anything else in the graveyard I can use again? Still no. Into the Void. Another one. Fuck. Feather of the Phoenix. Send this card to the grave. I can use Into the Void again, I guess. No, I can't. I need 3 cards in my hand for that. I didn't mill a single good card. Banish, draw 1 card. Damn it. I don't have anything in my hand. Frick. I know, right? You can only use this effect of Soul Servant once per turn. I should play a Dark Magician Girl and a Palladium monster so I can draw 3 cards off the Soul Servant. Scare Claws. What has been your favorite event in Master Duel so far? I've disliked all of them. So probably this last one we've been doing. It's been pretty fun. Imagine playing into the Imperm column. Wouldn't be me. Cringe. Even the NR. I hated the NR festival more than all of them. The NR festival was so fun. Getting blown out by Megalith was fun. Were you guys all Megalith players? That's why you had fun? But full board Metal Foes? What was your least hated event? This one. I'm not playing it right now, but like the anti-spell one. Megalith Metal Foes were a nightmare. Yeah, it was like you either played Metal Foes or Megaliths or you lost because no other deck could possibly compete. And most of the time it was fucking Megaliths and they take forever to do their turn and they would blow up anything you brought out. He just got Time Lorded. Weren't all the Time Lords like banned? Ooh, we activated a spell card. Come on, activate more normal spells, please. I mostly saw Ben KOTK. Wow, we had completely different experiences. All I saw was Megalith over and over and over again, 20 times in a row. And it just destroyed all of my decks. Barone. DuelLogs, can I DM on Discord? No. I have DMs turned off. Okay, what if I play one of these and one of these? No, that's not a Dark Magician Girl. This is a Dark Magician Girl. Oh, Jama deck. What do you need to DM me for? Just tell me here. There's nothing you need to say that can't be said in chat or on a public post on Twitter. Now I need to remove some cards for this. What if I remove this? The thing is, then what if I don't draw into Soul Servant? I probably will. It'll be fine. What about over Hydro Lantern in our event? Everything else sucked? No, that still could not defeat Megalith. Okay, this isn't as degenerate as the Dark Magician decks and Duel Links. This one is the Duel Links actually wins. Yeah, the Duel Links ones are actually pretty good. Maybe Reasoning in Grass? I don't think that's necessary. Hopefully I don't banish my one copy of Soul Servant. Ooh. I did not. I banished a copy of some other cards, though. That's fine. Magical Mallet will just return everything except for the Bamboo Sword stuff. Megalith is basically full power. Yep. Soul Servant. Oh, I can't use it. But I can use Into the Void. Magician Souls. Special summon this card. Send a card. Special summon. Yes. We'll send this one to the grave. Bring this card out. Then we'll use its effect to ditch this card. And this card to draw 2. Ooh. Ooh, okay, okay. Then activate the Cursed Bamboo Sword on this card over here. Then Golden Bamboo Sword. Golden Bamboo Sword number 2. And still haven't drawn the cards I need. Damn it. I can do this. A Feather of the Phoenix, send this to the graveyard, send Golden Bamboo Sword to the top of my deck. Then I can draw it now if I want. Or I can pop her upper to get rid of all 3 of these cards. Ooh, okay. Fuck. No! I don't have a way to bring it out. Why didn't you give me one of the fusion deployments instead? Fuck. It was going so well. Holy shit. You ham-boned yourself, you think? I'd like to talk to you about Nova and Mari. I want to know why they banned me from chat. I have a AIGF and I told her in chat me all to make the bot leave. What? That's weird. I want to know why they banned me from her chat. Just put in a ban repeal. Also, I don't know why you would think you would ask me about it. You gotta talk to them about it. Let's see here. I can't believe I freaking didn't get shit out of all of that. Unbeatable end board? That does nothing. Oh. You're going second? I'll just let you know, I'm not friends with Mari. I can't get you one banned in her chat. You just gotta do a ban appeal. Yeah, rip bozo. The Cynet mining. I can't believe my terrible luck with that last one. Oh my god, is this Ignisters? I don't want to sit through long combos. I want to be the one doing long combos. Win and you'll gain a rank. Thanks for the gifted sub, Psychic Escape 14. I'm going first, right? Fusion deployment. Dark Magician. Dodged. Excellent. Easy dodge. Okay. Spellbook Magician of Fate. Activate Spellbook of Secrets. Use Spellbook of Secrets to add it to my hand. Spellbook of Knowledge. Activate Cursed Bamboo Sword on Little Boy Blue. Activate Golden Bamboo Sword twice. Golden Bamboo Sword number 2. Damn it. Spellbook of Knowledge. Hopefully I get what I need this time. There we go. Alright. Add Bamboo Sword to my hand. Then Special Summon Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Alright. I got it. Now I just need to activate 8 cards. I can do it this time. Rip a bozo. Magician Souls. Activate Allure of Darkness. Wait, did I already use Magician Souls? I don't think I did. Okay, monster slots. I can use this once, I believe. No, don't quit. I was almost doing it. I was so close. Ooh, did I unlock stuff for my battle pass? Confirm opponent's deck. They were playing Ben KOTK. Wait, why are they playing Card D and Ben KOTK? That doesn't make any sense. Is that for if they go first? Ben KOTK? I know, right? OTK versus FTK? Ow, my nose is itchy. Okay. What was I gonna do? I was going to record a script on screen, on stream. Rip a bozo. Or at least attempt to. I have to convert this to a standing desk first. Hello, YouTube. This won't be on YouTube. Are you crazy? Oh wait, do I have a way to just like show one little portion of my screen? Let me see. Hopefully the brain fog lets me do this. Oh my god, this is kind of long. Hello, YouTube Shorts. This won't be a YouTube short. I don't know. I kind of don't want to do it now. Now that I have it like all set up. I kind of don't even want to set this up. Combo interruption by things. Okay. Hello, TikTok. Did I upload a TikTok? What about card of the week? No, I'm not doing card of the week right now. We're going to go over top 10 cards that let you stop the top, that let you stack the top, that let you stack your deck. I just want to see, maybe the brain fog is cleared. If not, then you guys can see how bad it is. I think it'll be fine. First, let me... Wait, we'll do something real quick. Go into studio mode. Where is the one screen? Oh. This one kind of works. We'll just copy this and bring it over here into this room. Where are we at? We're in the spider room, right? Yeah, we're in the spider room right now. Okay. Studio mode over. You guys can see it. The script to an extent. The full script. Let me just move my body out of the way. Actually, let me put it on top like this. Okay. Order some boba. I had some boba today. It was delicious. Oh, I need some water. Going fast makes me feel alive. Okay. So. Yes, boba. Alright, so this one right here. We have to hit the record button. Can you guys even see this over here? You guys can see it good enough. Snorlax. Hello there, Snorlaxed. Scorelaxed. Okay. So, let's get into it. Oh. Oops, I already messed up. I gotta put it more over here. I can probably just make this a little bit... No, I can't. I need it to be exactly this size, otherwise it messes with my stuff. Okay, anyways, it doesn't really matter. Very rarely... I already messed up again. Very rarely, cards let you look at the top cards of... Very rarely, cards let you look at the top cards of the deck and manipulate what's in there. So in this video, we're looking over the best cards that can either fix your next draw or ruin your opponents. And starting us off at number 10, we have Morphtronic Telephon. This is a level 1 Earth Machine Tuner monster that gets a different effect depending on what position he's in. In attack, it'll let you roll a 6-sided die to make you gain life points equal to the result. Then you special summon a Morphtronic monster from your graveyard with a level equal to or lower than the result. I use so much breath. When in defense position, you can roll a die to look at that many. When in defense position, you can look at a die. When in defense position, you can roll a die to look at that many cards on the top of your deck, and then you can send one excavated Morphtronic card to the graveyard and return the card to either the bottom or top of the deck and back of it. I gotta do the whole thing again. When in defense position, you can roll a die to look at that many cards from the top of your deck, and then you can send one excavated Morphtronic card to the graveyard and return the card to either the bottom or top of the deck, back in any order. Return the card to either the bottom or top of the deck, back in any order. Return the card to either the bottom or top of the deck, back in any order. I think there's a mistake in the script. Return the card to top or back of the in any order. To either the bottom or top of the deck, back in any order. I think that's just grammatically incorrect. Return the card bottom, top of the deck, back in any order, or just in any order. I think back doesn't need to be there. I think any order is probably the correct way to say that. So let me do the whole thing again. What was it? When in defense position, you can roll a... Okay. When in defense position, you can roll a die to look at that many cards from the top of your deck, and then you can send one excavated Morphtronic card to the graveyard and return the cards to either the bottom or top of your deck in any order. Okay, there we go. While Telephone can technically stack the top of your deck, any deck running this card wouldn't even dream of summoning in defense position. What's notable about this card is that its attack What's notable about this card What's notable about this card is that its attack position effect can be used to reborn another Telephone from your graveyard, no matter what result you get with its dice, since it's level 1. And then the other copy can use its effect again. This means that if you ever get 2 Telephones in rotation, you can get almost unlimited link material by linking off one of them and bringing it back again. Wait, really? Oh, that's cool. This also means that this card is an FTK enabler when coupled with cards like Cannon Soldier, since you can infinitely tribute the Telephones to inflict burn damage to your opponent. Even if you're prevented of doing burn damage somehow, such as getting hit with an effect veiler on Cannon Soldier or being under the effect of Dark Ruler no more, this card can still be looped to gain infinite life points instead. That won't really win the game, but it'll ensure that the only way you can lose it is by deck out. What? That won't really win the game, but it'll ensure the only way you can lose is by deck out. Still, while there is a lot of hype behind this FTK at first, it ended up not doing much of anything in the TCG, so this card only gets a number 10 spot on this list. I had no idea you could do that. Whoa. Being a YouTuber means you get to write essays? Okay, I was actually able to read that no problem. There was like no brain fog. That was real easy. You've prevented of... Oh. I can probably do the number 9 one too. And coming at number 9, we have Destiny Hero Denier. This is a level 3 Dark Warrior monster, which on summon lets you take a Destiny Hero monster from your deck, graveyard, or banish pile. Or banish. This is a level 3 Dark Warrior monster, which on summon lets you take a Destiny Hero monster from your deck, graveyard, or banish, and place it on top of the deck. Also, once per duel, it can spell summon itself from the graveyard if you have another Destiny Hero monster on the field or graveyard. Destiny Hero Denier was what? Destiny Hero... Read my comic, I'll send it to you. I don't know what your comic is. Graveyard. Graveyard. Monster on the field or graveyard. Or graveyard. Where was it at? Monster on the field or graveyard. I lost my place. Okay. Or grave. Destiny Hero Denier was printed to solve an issue hero decks have had since forever. Since Destiny Hero Malicious was so good as a generic extender, it had to be semi-limited, which heavily hampered pure hero decks' potential. Denier makes it so that you can take one of your banished Malicious and put it on top of your deck, allowing you to use it twice during the course of a duel, just as if it were at 3. I gotta do all that again. Denier makes it so you can take one of your banished Malicious and put it on top of your deck, allowing you to use it twice during the course of a duel, just as if it was still at 3. While its stacking effect can technically be used to draw into your desired Destiny Hero cards. While its stacking effect can technically be used to draw into your Destiny Hero. While its stacking effect can technically be used to draw into your desired Destiny Hero with a draw spell or to recycle extra cards, this is pretty much all it's ever going to be used for. Being able to use Malicious twice was so alluring that while the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer engine was still present in almost every deck, some opted to run 2 Malicious and Denier as the Garnet instead of Dasher and Celestial. While you wouldn't really be getting to draw 2 cards of Celestial's graveyard effect, being able to get 3 link materials with the 2 activations of Malicious plus Denier coming back from the grave was pretty darn close. They had a cuss word in the script. Ultimately, nowadays, since Verte is banned, this card is confined entirely to hero decks where it rightfully belongs as one of their strongest extenders. Okay, that's good. I can't believe I did both of those without, like, too many issues. I think just taking a couple of half days off was all I needed to clear the brain fog. Whoa. Those were both super slick recordings, too. Usually there's, like, a lot more mess-ups. Well, the words I'm reading are really simple compared to everything else. Effect, truncate silence. Alright, I'm going to save these. You want Dragoon banned in Master Duel? What? Here, 1 second. Let me hide this. Put this back in the center. And let me just save this real quick. Top 10 cards you want to stamp your deck, part 1. Bad words. Oh, my family-friendly stream. Export as wave. 33. Top 10 cards, part 1. Okay. DP is your best boyfriend. Shut up. So, chat. Wait, don't you record them all in one go? No, I usually do. I'm just not going to record the whole thing on stream because that would take forever. Do you normally take longer for your recordings? Yeah, usually I mess up words a lot more. Also, I've been messing up a lot of words recently because of the brain fog, which seems to be not affecting me right now, which is great. It's probably because I took like half the day off yesterday for the Thanksgiving. Can we have 5Ds watch along again? No. No 5Ds watch along. Okay. Honorable mention, Yugioh for luck improvement. What? Sag. You should at least do half/5 of them next time. Filming the whole thing on stream would be kind of a spoiler to the video. I mean, I could do the whole thing, but that's kind of boring to watch, to be honest. The only reason I did it on stream was to, like, whatchamacallit, to show you how affected the brain fog was, but it didn't work. I was completely normal, which is great. That's a good thing. You're making people cry 'cause you're not doing a watch along? No. I've been enjoying listening to the recording. Big fan. The full recording? You want to see me say the same sentence 3 times in a row over and over? It's not that interesting. It's kind of boring to watch. I find this very entertaining. Really, reading the script, it's pretty not entertaining at all, though. I could read all of my scripts on screen. That would be like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I've been enjoying it as well. So chill. It's kind of entertaining. What, do you guys want me to finish the rest of it? So you film yourself doing a script and posting it after the video release? I like seeing behind the scenes. Yes. This was interesting to watch. Makes me feel ashamed for how long it took me to record a voiceover for 3K words. A full day. Yeah, this script right here is 3,800 words. It's almost 4,000. Different folks have different things they consider entertaining or interesting. Do it. My entertainment levels. Sure, I'll do a little bit more. Maybe having the audience helps you concentrate? Maybe. Stream status? Here, let me go into some more. We'll do a little bit more recording. Actually, let me just move this over to the right a little bit. And move this over to the left a little bit. And then move this up a little bit. That way you can see the full extent of what I'm doing. Okay. At least go up to 5? Okay. We'll go up to 5 at the very least. You were slurring words again, not enunciating. Maybe that's part of the brain fog you were talking about. Yeah, like I slur words and I don't enunciate sometimes. That's part of what I was talking about. Oops, I moved it. Okay. Let's go into number 8. Well, I'm just calling it brain fog. I don't know what the actual technical term for it is. Do you enjoy writing the Duel logs? Sure. I need to write some scripts, some short scripts. Okay. And coming in at number 8, we have Flower Cardian Peony the Butterfly. His name is Peony? What? Is it actually Peony? I gotta look this up. Pronounce Where's the hydrate redeem? There is no hydrate redeem. Wait, why the fuck did it go to Wikipedia? What the hell?
Peony.
Peony?
Peony.
It's peony apparently, not peony. Peony. Oops. And coming at number 8, we have Flower Cardian Peony with Butterfly. Flower Cardian Peony with Butterfly. And at number 8, we have Flower Cardian Peony with Butterfly. This is a level 6 Dark Warrior tutor monster, which first must be special summoned from the hand by attributing a Flower Cardian monster, except another copy of itself. When it's special summoned, you can draw one card and reveal it. Then, if it's a Flower Cardian monster, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and place them on top or the bottom of the deck in any order. Peony. But if you didn't draw a Flower Cardian, you can send that card to the graveyard instead. Also, when it's used as a synchro material, it can treat itself and all of the synchro materials as level 2 monsters. The Flower Cardian archetype is one of the most outlandish things Konami has ever put into Yu-Gi-Oh! The goal of these cards is supposed to make you feel like you're playing the traditional Japanese game Hanafuda inside of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Match. Hanafuda inside. Yeah, I gotta do the whole thing again. The enunciation wasn't good. The goal of these cards is supposed to make you feel as if you're playing the traditional Japanese game Hanafuda inside of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Match. They're also one of the most involved combo decks in the game that plays unlike... No, I gotta do the whole thing. They're also one of the most involved combo decks in the game that plays unlike anything else available. Flower Cardians are the only deck in the game that can have a card. Flower Cardians are the only deck in the game that can have a card like Flower Gathering, which straight up summons 4 Flower Cardians from the deck without it being a huge issue. Peony with Butterfly is super important for being one of the deck's tuners, letting you access their... Is it Peony? How do you say it again? Peony with Butterfly is super important for being one of the deck's tuners, letting you access their archetypal synchros like Boardfly? Boardfly? What the fuck? I think it's Boardfly. Board... Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Boardfly. Boardfly? Is it Boardfly? Really? Peony with Butterfly is super important for... Fuck, what is it? Boardfly? Is it really Boardfly? Here, this is how it's spelled. Like Baron de Fleur, Board de Fly. The Google one specifically, Peony, Board de Fly. Board de Fly. Board de Fly. Google it. I did Google it. It doesn't come up because it's a made up name. Y'all's full comprehension card. Boardly. Nope, there is none because it's a made up name. I'm on Google right now. Here, I can show you my Google results if you want. It says, did you mean Boardly? How to pronounce Boardly? How to pronounce Bardly? Pronounce Boardly? That's not the correct word. It's Boardfly. Peony with Butterfly. It should be 3 syllables because Japanese names a combo boar, deer, and fly. Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. Peony with Butterfly is super important for being one of the deck's tuners, letting you access their archetypal synchros like Boardfly, whose effect is a better version of Abyss Dweller. I didn't say it naturally enough. I gotta redo the whole thing. Peony with Butterfly is super important for being one of the deck's tuners, letting you access their archetypal synchros like Boardfly, whose effect is a better version of Abyss Dweller, or Light Flare, who is a spell trap negate. Good enough? Trap negate. Okay. But this card's power to stack your opponent's deck really comes to the spotlight in FTK variants, which use Synchronized Realm to burn your opponent as they combo off, and then use multiple Flower Cardian Light Showers to burn them during the draw phase. By making sure your FTK won't get foiled by your opponent top decking the out, Peony with Butterfly makes this gimmicky deck even scarier to go up against. Okay. Thanks for the sub, Psychicscape. The gifted sub. Just let YouTube nerds handle it. Okay. Against. You see, they like Yu-Gi-Oh names are made up, so it's really hard to pronounce them correctly. Hanafuda has a lot of variations how to play. I've watched the anime. There's an anime about it. I forget what it's called. Hanafura something. All right, thanks for the. Why is it like so delayed? Where's the top 10? It's right here. Go up against. Okay, and at number 7, Aurea the Sylvan High Arbiter. Aurea. Or how do you pronounce this? Do you guys know this? Chihayafuru? Yeah, Chihayafuru is the one. Pronounce Aurea. How to pronounce Aurea? It's like cookie, is it?
Uria.
Uria? Uria? It's Aurea the Sylvan High Arbiter. Here, I'll give you the full name. Aurea. It's like the cookie Oreo, like Oreo. Aurea. Urea. Aurea. Have you been watching Blue Lock? Not yet. Urine. Aurea. The re, like an Oreo. Aurea. So like Aurea. I'm gonna go with Aurea. That sounds fine. Scarier to go up. And coming at number 7, we have Aurea, the Sylvan High Arbiter. This is a rank 7 dark plant monster which takes any 2 level 7 monsters. This is a rank 7 dark plant monster which takes any 2 level 7 monsters. Once per turn, it lets you send a plant type monster from your hand or field to look at that many cards in the top of your deck, and then put them back on the top of your deck in any order. It also allows you to detach material from itself to activate 1 to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Then you can. It also allows you to detach material. It also allows you to detach material from itself to activate 1 to 3 cards from the top of your deck. This seems worded weirdly. It also allows you to detach materials from itself that. Oh, I was just reading it wrong. It also allows you to detach materials from itself and then excavate 1 to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Then you send any excavated plant monsters to the graveyard and then bounce that many cards from the field to the hand without targeting. Sylvans were another really unique combo deck which relied mostly on excavating cards and knowing what was on the top of your deck at all times. The deck had access to cards like Sylvan Charity, which as the name implies is an archetypal graceful charity, and Mount Sylvania, one of the greatest control tools of the time. Sylvania? I think that's how you say it. Mount Sylvania. Mount Sylvania? Sylvania? How do you pronounce the field spell name? Mount Sylvania? Sylvania? It's Sylvans, so Sylvania? Sylvania? The former is correct. Sylvania? Sylvania? So did I say it correctly in my original? Sylvania. One of the great. I said Sylvania, like Sylvanus. That's probably not correct. Sylvania. Sylvania. Is it really Sylvania? Sylvania? Which one is it? Is it Sylvania or Sylvania? It's probably Sylvania. Sylvania. Yeah, there's a Sylvania street near where I used to live. It's pronounced Sylvania. Okay, we're gonna go with Sylvania then. Sylvans were another really unique combo deck which relied mostly on excavating cards. The deck had access to cards like Sylvan Charity. The deck had access to cards like Sylvan Charity, which as the name implies is an archetypal graceful charity. And Mount Sylvania. The deck had access to cards like Sylvan Charity, which as the name implies is an archetypal graceful charity. And Mount Sylvania. Fuck, I keep messing this up. The deck had access to cards like Sylvan Charity, which as the name implies is an archetypal graceful charity. And Mount Sylvania, one of the greatest control tools of the time. However, the deck was only playable for as long as Soul Charge was legal at 3, since the deck's best boss monsters were high level without reliable special summoning conditions. The thing that made Sylvan Charity so good was that it gave you a decent way of drawing into your Soul Charge or Vanity's Emptiness turn. The thing that made Sylvan Charity so good was that it gave you a decent way of drawing into your Soul Charge or Vanity's Emptiness turn as soon as possible, while also setting up your excavated plays. What? The thing that made is your Vanity's Emptiness turn as soon as possible, draw into your Soul Charge or Vanity Emptiness turn. Turn? Card? I think I just removed turn and it makes more sense. The thing that made Sylvan Charity so good was that it gave you a decent way of drawing into your Soul Charge or Vanity's Emptiness as soon as possible, while also setting up your excavate plays. Aurea, it was Oreo, right? Aurea was by far the best rank 7 monster to make in the deck, even when considering how powerful Big Eye and Dracosack were at the time. When going second, a non-targeting bounce is very hard to deal with, especially if your opponent has flooded the field with their extra deck. When going second, a non-targeting bounce is very hard to deal with, especially if your opponent has flooded the field with extra deck monsters. However, this card also really shone as an extender. Shown? I don't think that's correct. However, this card also really shone as an extender. By sending one of your high-level plants to the grave to stack the top 7 or 8 cards of your deck, you could set up several plays in advance together with your excavators like Sylvan Princess Sprout. Okay, I think I said that right. You can also use its second effect to return the spent Miracle Fertilizers from your hand. What? To return spent Miracle Fertilizers from the hand. Let me just read this. You can also use its second effect to return spent Miracle Fertilizers from the hand, which could then be used again to special summon another plant from the grave. Outside of a max C, very little could stop a Sylvan deck once it had its engine running, and this card was one of the major reasons why. Shown is a word? I guess. I don't know. I don't think it is, but like in that context or just at all, but it works. You understand what I'm saying. And coming in at number 6, we have Spiral Gear Drone. This is a level 1 Wind Machine monster, which on summon, lets you look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck and place them back on top of any order. I messed that up. This is a level 1 Wind Machine monster, which on summon, lets you look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck and then place them back on top in any order. While on the field, it contributes itself to special summon a Spiral monster. What? While on the field, it contributes itself to give your Spiral monster 500 attack for each card they control as a quick effect. It can also banish itself in a Spiral card from your graveyard to add back a Spiral Super Agent from your graveyard to your hand. While Sylvans were a unique deck for having your combos become much better when you can keep track of the cards on top of your deck, Spirals were unique for needing you to know what your opponent had on top of their deck instead. The archetype was hardly playable at first, but they got a huge boost when they eventually got more support at the beginning of the Link era with Spiral Double Helix. The power of Double Helix, combined with the fact that Master Rule 4 had just begun, and there weren't that many good Link monsters yet, led to Spiral being one of the few archetypes to reach Tier 0 status in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Drone's effect may look inoffensive at first, but being able to hit all of your powerful... Drone's effect may look inoffensive at first, but being able to hit all of your powerful Spiral effects, which require you to call what type of card was on top of your opponent's deck, while also putting away their out for your board, made it extremely frustrating to deal with. Drone and Quick Fix were the first Spiral cards to get hit on the ban list. Drone and Quick Fix were the first Spiral cards to get hit on the ban list, each being limited not only due to having a... Drone and Quick Fix were the first Spiral cards to get hit on the ban list, each being limited not only due to not having a hard once per turn anywhere that mattered, like many other Spiral cards, but also because they were both low-stated machine-type monsters, which opened up machine duplication combos. Against most combo decks, it's best to wait and see if you're top decking... Against most combo decks, it's best to wait and see if you top deck something that outs the board before scooping, but not against Spiral, since Drone would make sure you always had nothing on top of your deck. Ooh, I never thought of it like that. When Tier comes around, quick fix to 3 win. It's too strong. And at number 5, we have Oracle of Zephyra. This is a field spell which on activation lets you add a Zephyra monster from your deck to your hand. Also, when using Zephyra monsters as material for a summon, this card can also trigger an effect depending on what monster you brought out. If it's a ritual, you get to shuffle a monster from the field into the deck. A fusion lets you special summon a monster from your hand. With a synchro, you can choose a monster from your deck and put it on top of your deck. With a synchro, you can choose a monster from your deck and put it on top of your deck. And last, if it's an Xyz, you can draw a card and then discard a card. Zephyra was a pendulum strategy, which didn't really put that many results in the TCG. Zephyra was a pendulum strategy, which didn't really put up that many results in the TCG, despite being much more popular in the OCG. Much of the deck's strength had to do with how powerful Zephyrath is, as its scales effect. Much of the deck's strength had to do with how powerful Zephyrath is, as its scale effect can set up your pendulum zone by placing a Zephyra monster face up in the extra deck, and change its scale number. Much of the deck's strength had to do with how powerful Zephyrath is, as its scale effect can set up your pendulum summon by placing a Zephyra monster face up in your extra deck and change its scale number. The OCG had a much better time abusing the Zephyra engine than the TCG did, since the OCG had a much better time abusing the Zephyra engine than the TCG did, since not only did they have Christian Halki Fibrax available far sooner than us, they also never banned 2 of the most important enablers for Zephyra, Denglong, First of the Yangzing, and Heavy Metal Foe's Electromite. Denglong, First of the Yangzing. They also never banned 2 of the most important enablers for Zephyra, Denglong, First of the Yangzing, and Heavy Metal Foe's Electromite. Yangzing is spelled incorrectly in the script. Let me change that. And Heavy Metal Foe's Electromite. I'm recording a script. But while an unbreakable board filled with negates may seem like a bare minimum expected out of a modern pendulum deck, the field spell allowed them to go even further beyond that. Not only did it offer unparalleled consistency when coupled with Zephyrath, the effect to stack your deck was also incredibly relevant in some combos. By making a synchro with your Zephyras, you could then put a strong hand trap on top of your deck, such as Artifact Lancia or Drone Lockbird. You can then draw into it with either the field's Xyz effect or by tagging out your Halki Fibrax into Formula Synchron during your opponent's turn. And in the OCG, the combo was even stronger, since you could put Maxi on top instead, which will stop pretty much every single deck from playing. The next one is Adamancipator Signs. Signs? Is it really Signs? That doesn't sound right. You got this, TheDuelLogs. I'm trying my best. It is Signs, apparently. Electromite. I can finish the whole thing on my number 4 from playing. I like how you're discovering things as well. I trust the scriptwriter who wrote this one to do a good job. He knows what he does. He goes to like professional events. He was very good at this. So like I just like look at the list to make sure it looks okay. Then I skim through it and I read like the numbers 10 in one section. I was like, okay, this is good to go. And that's only because I, reviewed his scripts earlier. So like I'm reading this basically for the first time. Pretty much every single deck from playing. And at number 4, we have Adamancipator Signs. This is a normal spell which lets you target and special summon any rock monster from a graveyard. But if it was an Adamancipator monster, you also get to put a level 4 lower rock monster from your deck on top of the deck. Why do you misspell Yangzings then? He just put a 1 instead of an I. That's it. The deck. Or I think it was just a capital I. Back on top of the deck. On top of the deck. Shortly after Master Rule 4 was put into effect, we would get 3 new archetypes introduced into the game. Shortly after Master Rule 4 was put in... Shortly after Master Rule 5 was put into effect. It's not 5. It's shortly after Master Rule 4 revisions. Shortly after the Master Rule 4 revisions were put into effect, we would get 3 new archetypes introduced to the game: Adaemancipator, Eldritch, and Rika. Out of these 3, Adaemancipator was the one that shone the brightest, even if... Out of these three, Adaemancipator was the one that shone the brightest, even if only for a short while. This deck had access to Block Dragon, Union Carrier, Christian Haki Fibrax, O-Lion, together with Auroradon. It certainly kicked off Master Rule revisions... it says 5 again. It certainly kicked off the Master Rule 4 revisions to good style, as a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restriction on the other deck types. It certainly kicked off the Master... I'll just say Master Rule 5. It certainly kicked off the Master Rule 5 in good style, as a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restriction on the other extra deck types the hardest. And abused the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions on the other extra decks. Okay, so it's not spelled correctly. That's why I was getting it wrong. Okay, and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions on the other extra deck types the hardest. Over the other extra decks. I think that should be over, not on. Over the other extra deck types the hardest. Over the other extra deck archetypes the hardest. Right? Types? That doesn't make any sense. A restriction over the other extra deck types the hardest. Abuse the lack of an extra monster zone restriction. Board with countless synchro monsters and abuse the lack of an extra monster zone restriction over the other extra deck types the hardest. I don't know what this means. The other extra deck types, Xyz monsters can use it too. Does it mean archetypes? As good as a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions over the other extra deck types. This doesn't sound grammatically correct. Maybe strategies instead of types? Maybe. Let me change that. The other extra deck stratagems. Strategies. And abuse the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions over the other extra deck strategies the hardest. Extra monster zone restrictions. As a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of extra monster zone restrictions over the other extra deck strategies the hardest. As the deck. Okay, I think I got it. It certainly kicked off the Master Rule 5. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in good style. As a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters. Fuck, I fucked it up again. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in good style, as a deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of extra monster zone. Damn it. It certainly kicked off the Master Rule 5. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in good style as the deck that spammed the board with the most. There was no emphasis on the. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in good style as the deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions over the other extra deck strategies the hardest. No. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in. It certainly kicked off Master Rule 5 in good style as the deck that spammed the board with countless synchro monsters and abused the lack of an extra monster zone restrictions over the other extra deck strategies the hardest. Unfortunately, it just couldn't dominate the competitive scene at the time. Not because it wasn't powerful enough, but because of the global pandemic we were going through at the time that halted all real-life events. Before they could even come back properly. Before they could even come back properly, Konami had already addressed some of the more degenerate parts of the deck, like Jet Synchron and Block Dragon, which made it give away for other meta threats. Okay. Which is not a normal sentence. Before they could even come back properly, there it is. Before they could even come back properly, Konami had already addressed some of the more degenerate parts of the deck, like Jet Synchron and Block Dragon, which made it give away for other meta threats, such as Dragon Link again. Eldritch and Rika would end up far more relevant archetypes. Eldritch and Rika would end up as far more relevant archetypes for way more formats than Animancipator in the end. Either way, Signs is one of the more powerful extenders in the deck, being able to stack either Dragite for a draw or Koikimeru Guardian for a negate. Either way, Signs is one of the more powerful extenders in the deck, being able to stack either Dragite for a draw or Koikimeru Guardian for a negate. It only becomes stronger in the later versions of the deck, as stacking Prank Kid's Roxy's to get it onto the field with your Excavators was almost full combo by itself, due to Prank Kid's Meow Meow Mew. For a negate. There we go. Meow Meow Mew. Meow Meow Mew. Nowadays, the deck is the least playable it's ever been, with pretty much every single broken extra deck monster that made it good being banned by now. Get crunked Animancipators. When doing both stream and work takes up too much time, so you stream yourself working. Exactly. Right now. There's only 3 more. And for number 3, we have Goddess Skull's Oracle. Wait, what? Scalds? Goddess Scald's Oracle? How do you pronounce Scalds? Skulds? Scuds? The Valkyrie?
Skuld, Norse mythology.
Skuld. Oh, it's Skuld.
Skuld, Norse mythology.
Skuld. Skuld. Let's see. This one has a high rating.
Skuld.
Skuld. It's Skuld.
Skuld.
Skuld. I'm gonna go with Skuld. It's probably Skuld. Okay. And for number 3, at number 3, we have Goddess's Skuld Oracle. Oh fuck, my throat. And at need water. I'm all out of water. Skuld? How do you say this again?
Skuld.
The Skuld. And at number 3, we have Goddess Skuld Org. And at number 3, we have Goddess Skuld Oracle. This is a continuous spell card, which, when activated, if you control at least one monster, and they're all Valkyrie monsters, you can add a Goddess's Verdance Guide from your deck to your hand. Verdance's Guide. You can add a Goddess's Verdance Guide from your deck. I said it wrong. This is a continuous spell card, which when This is a continuous spell card, which when activated, if you control at least one monster, and they're all Valkyrie monsters, you can add a Goddess Verdance's Guide. This is a continuous spell card, which when... You ever got the S in Skuld? 3, we have Goddess Skuld Oracle. Fuck! And at number 3, we have Goddess Skuld's... Skulds.
Skuld.
Skulds. And at number 3, we have Goddess Skuld's Oracle. This is a Why is there no period? 1 second. Ooh, Mogu's live. Skuld. And at number 3, we have Goddess Skuld's Oracle. This is a continuous spell card, which when activated, if you control at least one monster, and they're all Valkyrie monsters, you can add a Goddess, I keep saying goddesses, which is goddess. This is a This is a continuous spell card, which when activated, if you control at least one monster, and they're all Valkyrie monsters, you can add a Goddess Verdance's Guide from your deck to your hand. Additionally, once per turn, it lets you look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck, and then places them back in any order. But it locks you out of summoning non-fairy monsters for the turn. The other cards we've seen so far that let you stack your opponent's deck have been in-engine pieces with a bonus effect to ruin your opponent's next draw. However, Goddess's Schooled Oracle was never played competitively in any dedicated Valkyrie strategy or anything of the sort. While this card's archetype is supposed to OTK, the opponent... While this card's archetype is supposed to OTK the opponent through getting a double battle phase with Mischief of the Time Goddess, Schooled Oracle's got its home... Schooled Oracle's got its... Schooled article. While this card's archetype is supposed to... While this card's archetype is supposed to OTK the opponent through getting a double battle phase with Mischief of the Time Goddess, While this card's archetype is supposed to OTK through getting a double battle phase with Mischief of the Time Goddess, Skuld's Oracle got its home. While this card's archetype is supposed to OTK your opponent by getting a double battle phase with Mischief of the Time Goddess, Skuld's Oracle's got its home in some of the slowest decks to ever be made in the meta, Mystic Mind Burn, which was the only strategy that ever ran this card. That deck aimed to lock your opponent under an unremovable Mystic Mind, which prevents the player from more monsters. That deck aimed to lock your opponent under an... Spent 2 hours pronouncing Skull. This is how long my scripts are. That deck aimed to lock your... This is why I hate recording scripts. That deck aimed to lock your opponent... That deck aimed to lock your opponent under an unremovable Mystic Mind, which prevents the player from more... That deck aimed to lock your opponent... Not your, the... That deck aimed to lock the opponent under an unremovable Mystic Mind, which prevents the player with more monsters out from activating monster effects. This was done either by making the mind indestructible with Field Barrier, or by giving your opponent monsters with cards like DD Guide. If you could just assemble these 2 cards together with a Cauldron of the Old Man, you could slowly burn your opponent through the course of a... If you could just assemble these 2 cards together with Cauldron of the Old Man, you could slowly burn the opponent through the course of a few turns. Okay. If you could just assemble these 2 cards together with Cauldron of the Old Man, you could slowly burn the opponent through the course of a few turns, while they couldn't do anything. This deck was vulnerable to side deck hate like Cosmic Cyclone or Lightning Storm, but this is where Skuld's Oracle came in. If you could just look at the top cards of your opponent's deck each turn, you can make sure they will never... If you could just look at the top cards of your opponent's deck each turn, you can make sure they will never get a piece of spell trap removal to the hand unless they... If you could just look at the top cards of your opponent's deck each turn, you can make sure they'll never get a piece of spell trap removal to the hand unless they have a full play set sitting on top. If you could just look at the top card of your opponent's deck each turn, you can make sure they'll never get a piece of spell trap removal to the hand unless they have a whole play set sitting on top of the deck. This incredibly infuriating strategy was just one of the reasons why people clamored for Mystic Mind to be banned so much, and was even strong enough to take the first place at a YCS in 2022. Ooh, reminds me of Lantern Control and MTG, or like Sensei's Divining Top in 2022. Well, I think that was your deck, not your opponent's. And at number 2, we have Absolute King Backjack. This is a level 1 Dark Fiend monster, which when sent to the grave, let's look at the top 3 cards from your deck and then place them back in any order you want. Then, during your opponent's turn, it can, at a quick effect speed, banish itself from the graveyard to activate the top card of your deck. And if it's a normal trap card... Oh, I ran out of breath. Then, during your opponent's turn, it can, at quick effect speed, banish itself from the graveyard to activate the top card of your deck. And if it's a normal trap card, you can set it to your field, and it can be activated that turn. Backjack has always been a crazy good enabler for trap-heavy decks. At release, it seemed to be almost tailor-built for Burning Abyss decks, with half the deck being cards with amazing effects that milled, and the other half being powerful normal traps. At last, Fiend Griefing. I gotta highlight this. At last, Fiend Griefing, which came out At last, Fiend Griefing. At last, Fiend Griefing, which came out not long after Backjack, can foolish either that or a BA name while also being a graveyard disruption on top. At last, Fiend Griefing, which came out Fiend Griefing, which came out not long after Backjack, can foolish either that or a BA name while also being graveyard disruption on top of it. Once BA decks fell off, this card would not. Once BA decks fell off, this card would not too long after find a new home. Okay. Once BA decks fell off, this card would not too long after find a new home in 60-card Paleozoic decks, which had an insane amount of normal traps and even better ways to mill them than Dante in That Grass Looks Greener. And even nowadays, while this card might not be part of a Tier 1 strategy anymore, it's still a staple in Labyrinth decks, which have the unique trait of being able to combo Backjack. I forgot my place. Which have the unique trait of being able to combo Backjack with their archetypal hand traps to set traps during your opponent's first turn. There's just a lot going for Backjack, which can There's just a lot going for Backjack, which can put down. Wait, I didn't know you could use the hand traps to put Blackjack in the grave. That's a good idea. There's just a lot going for Backjack, which can put down. There's just a lot going for Backjack, which can put down traps on the field in a way that's really hard to play around with back row removal. There's just a lot going for Backjack, which can put down traps in the field in a way that's really hard to play around with back row removal, as you can just hold on to it until it's the right time to activate it. And even if you don't find any traps in the top 3 cards, you can still stack something else. And even if you don't find any traps in the top 3 cards, you can still stack something else that disrupts your opponent's plays. All of this while being able to fix the top of your deck. All of this while also being able to fix your top deck. All of this while also being able to fix your top deck for 3 turns that made this card a staple for many trap decks in the past and now. Okay, number 1. Fiend Griefing. I don't use it in Labyrinth. I use it in Labyrinth. It's great. Okay. And finally, at number 1, we have Lavalval Chain. This is a generic rank 4 monster which can, on a soft once per turn, detach 1 material to either send a card from the deck to the graveyard, or choose a monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. Lavalval Chain is one of those banned cards that can never come back to the game. Being able to dump any card off of a generic rank 4, which isn't even a hard once per turn, was far too much for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Even all the way back when this card was banned in 2015. Infernity decks abuse this card to its full extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Harris and Stygian Stealth Patrol. Archfiend Harris. Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Harris and Stygian Stealth Patrol for combo extension. This deck was so proficient at spamming the board level 4s that This deck was so proficient at spamming the board level 4s with Chain, it'd often go through multiple Lavalvals at a single turn and get clogged to the board so much that regular combos involved going into Diamond Direwolf. This deck was so proficient at spamming the H is silent in Eris. I'm not redoing this. This deck was so proficient at spamming the board level. I guess I could if I wanted to. Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Harris and Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Harris and Stygian Stealth Patrol. Infernity decks abuse Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Eris and Stygian Stealth Patrol for combo extension. This deck was so proficient at spamming the board with level 4s with Chain, it'd often go through multiple evolvals in a single turn, and it would clog the board with so... it'd clog the board so much, the regular combo involved going through Diamond Direwolf just to destroy a couple of your monsters to clear up zones for you. And it clogged the board so much for the regular combo. And it clogged the board so much the regular combo involved going into Diamond Direwolf just to destroy a couple of your own monsters and clear up zones so you can keep going off. But even if other decks didn't use Chain in such a flashy way, it still provided way too much utility for far too many decks. Even Necrons at the height of their power relied on this card. Even Necrons at the height of their power relied on this card to make one of their most powerful plays, as it could dump Jhin, release her rituals from the deck to the graveyard so that you could use it for ritual summon later on, and lock your opponent out of special summoning monsters completely. Even Volcanics, a completely different off-meta strategy, greatly appreciated this card, as it let you dump your Blaze Accelerate Reload to the graveyard so that your opponent would have to... Even Volcanics, a completely... Even Volcanics... Where is it at? Even Volcanics, a completely different off-meta strategy, greatly appreciated this card, as it let you dump your Blaze Accelerate Reload to the grave, so that your opponent would have to deal with a quick effect Raigeki during their turn with Scattershot. Blaze Accelerate Reload to the grave, so that your opponent would have to deal with a quick effect Raigeki during their turn with Scattershot. There's just no telling what kind of impact this card would have in 2022 when it was already broken 7 years ago, when graveyard effects weren't nearly as good as they are now. This card is by far the strongest card with the ability to stack the top of your deck, even if it wasn't the main reason why this card was good. This card is by far the strongest card with the ability to stack the top card of your deck, even if that wasn't the main reason why it was so good. There were a couple of cool interactions with this effect, such as Infernity's being able to stack Infernity Archfiend and then draw into with Upstart Goblin, but you can't compete with the impact. But you can't compete with the impact of a Foolish Burial on legs. The only way this card could come back. The only way this card could maybe come back was if all it had was the... Okay, I think I got that. The only way this card could maybe come back was if it all... God damn, that's kind of hard to say. The only way this card can maybe come back was if all it had was its decks. The only way this card could come back was if all it had was its deck stacking effect. Still, even if it was never the main reason why this card solved so much, it was that brain fog. It came back right at the very end. Still, even if it was never the main... It's Street Patrol and not Stealth Patrol. It's spelled Stealth Patrol over here. I thought that was weird. Fuck. Still, even if it was never the main reason why this card solved so much. He spelled it wrong. Street Patrol. I thought it sounded weird, but I just read it. Even if it was never the main reason why this card... even if it was never the main reason why this card saw so much play. Even if it was never the main reason why this card saw so much play, it still makes Lavalval Chain into the best card on this list by far. Alright, and that's it. If you happen to know of any other cards we might have missed, or have any ideas for future videos just like this one, please let us know down in the comments below. I'm going to redo that other line. Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Eris and Stygian Street Patrol. Infernity decks abuse this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Eris and Stygian Street Patrol for combo extension. Infinity Dex abuses this card to its fullest extent, dumping cards like Archfiend Eris and Stygian Street Patrol for combo extension. There we go. I got it. Oh, fuck. I was supposed to talk. This is just to get noise removal. Effect. Noise reduction. Get noise profile. Control A. Control R to repeat. Applying noise reduction. Effect. Compressor. And one more. Effect. Truncate silence. There we go. This one was supposed to be 18 minutes. How did I read this in only 11? Export as wave. Part 2. I think the first one I only read 2 of them, right? I don't remember. Okay, so use Audacity for recording? Yes. Okay, I recorded a full fucking script. That's awesome. I don't know how long that took. How long did that take? 40 minutes? That sounds about right. For an 18-minute script. Okie dokie. So, let's send you guys over. Is Miwa still opening packs? She is. She is still opening packs. Let's go over to Miwa Bell. I now know why there's so many jump cuts in YouTube videos. It is impossible to do a full script in one take. Did you see how many times I had to do some of those sentences just to get them correct? Okay, 40 minutes for 18-minute scripts. It ended up being less than that. Yep. That's recording. And this one actually went very well. Like, I'm surprised at how well this one went. Like, I barely made any mistakes. Even though you guys saw like a whole bunch of mistakes, that's like almost nothing compared to a normal one.